Okay, so more on slope, a bit more complex questions on slope. If you can visually look at the graph and remember count rise over run, count the number of squares up and down the y-axis and along the x-axis, then that's the slope. But supposing you don't have a graph, okay? Now if you think about it, what you're doing is when you do the rise, you are counting the number of squares between two y coordinates, so you're looking at what's the difference between those two y points. Okay, so here we go, watch this. Slope. Now remember, I don't have a graph this time. The slope we actually call the letter m, okay? I don't know why, but there you go. Equals. Now then, if you think it's the difference between some y coordinates that you're counting up between 2 points, then we do this. y2 minus y1. That is the difference between the y's. Remember, rise is on top, the y direction. Over, if you count the number of squares along the x-axis, you're doing the difference between the x coordinates. Okay? Now that there is the slope formula. Very important. Get it down in your notes. You're going to be using it quite a bit, okay? So, difference in y's over difference in x's. Rise over run, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So, if I do something like this, I'm going to write 2 points on here, okay? I'm going to say, I'll keep it fairly straightforward. Here is an ordered pair, okay? 2, 3. Here's another ordered pair, 4, 7, okay? There we go. There's 2 points. They're going to be on a straight line. The question might say, what's the slope between those 2 points? Right, I'm going to use the formula, okay? So, if you want to, label this. Call this the first set of points. You can do this. Okay, this is x1, that's y1. If this is the second set of points, then this is x2, and that is y2, okay? First set here of x's and y's, second set here of x's and y's. Okay, so if I'm going to use this formula, then this is what I have. Okay, now just make sure you put the numbers in the right place. Look, the first thing here, let's do this, is y2. Right, here is y2. So that's 7. That's y2. Take away y1. All right, here's y1. And here, over here, is y1, the number 3. So I'm going to take away 3. Over. Right, x2. Right, where's x2? It's here. It's the number 4. I'm going to put 4 there. That's x2. Minus, here we go, I'm looking for x1 now, aren't I? Well, here it is over here. It's the number 2. So, there we go. I have just put the numbers in the correct place for y2, y1, x2 and x1. What I have, if I come down here, what's 7 take away 3? It's 4. What's 4 take away 2 on the bottom? It's 2. Okay, I'm sure you can all do this. The slope m equals 2, and that is the answer. Okay, without using graph paper. Now you could, if you wanted to, plot these 2 points on a piece of graph paper to check. Okay, but that's it. You're doing by a bit of algebra. Just put the numbers into the formula. Okay, this very important formula here. Okay, all right. Just put the numbers in, and that's the slope. Okay. Now watch though. Here's a question from the test. Now the problem is watch your double negatives. All right. So let's have a look at this one here. I'll just do this one here. Okay. So again, if I call this x1 and y1, and this one x2 and y2, then let's just get rid of some of these. Okay. Okay. So the formula says y2 take away y1 over x2 take away x1. Right, what's y2? Okay, I'll call this y2. Okay, the second y there. So, negative 6 minus. What's y1? It's right there. It's the number 3. So I'm going to take away 3. All over. Where's... Okay, let's get rid of these y's now, okay? Which is x2? It's this one, okay? It's negative 3. Take away, which is x1, it's the number 1. Okay, so I just have to do this now, okay? Just the little sums on it. Negative 6, negative 3 is negative 9. Negative 3, negative 1 is negative 4. Now, okay, I can't really reduce that. I'm just going to call it 9 over 4, and it is positive 9 over 4 because there's two negatives. There you go, that's the slope between, let's go back to this, between those 2 points right there, okay, because I put the numbers into the equation, and that's how you do slope. Just watch your double negatives.